Hey everyone and welcome back. In the previous video, we have learned how to exchange this signal between two clients. Now it's time to actually go ahead and start working with our call component, which is the main component of this project. So first thing to do is to handle the callbacks and the prompts that these call components needs inside our main screen. Let's go down here and right, if the call status is equal to call state.onCall and call state is not equal to call state.waiting, it means we can have our call components now. So for callback, which is a callback that this call component needs to send some data to our socket. So let's create this call component listener up here, which is going to get a message, and simply it will ask the socket client to send data to host, just like that. Now the next one is on end call. We will create an end call listener up here, const end call listener empty prompts. All it does uses signal sender, send end call, my user ID and target.current, and then set call status to call state.waiting. And next one is received message. Actually, we are using these prompts to pass the received data from this listener that is receiving the message from our WebSocket client. So we will create use state for received message, and we will add a setter received message. It's going to be a use state of null, and inside the handle incoming message, we don't care what actually switch it is. We just want to set received message to this message. So now that we are passing this received message to our components, it's now aware of incoming message also. And two more things, the sender is always us, and target is going to be target.current. We need to close it. Now in the main screen, we are totally done. Let's go and take a look inside our call component and explain what's happening here. So on the first launch, we use a use effect to simply get the media permission, which is for camera and audio. And then after receiving the media device that get user media, we are asking for camera and audio to be opened and get the stream from them and set it as the local stream. As you already know, we should have a local stream before we setting up the PeerConnection. And then inside this setup PeerConnection, we have a function that creates a new PeerConnection, adds the local stream to the PeerConnection like this, and the ICE candidate callback listener, which is in charge of observing the generated ICE candidate. We first want to add it to our PeerConnection, pc.add_ICE_candidate, and then prepare a package to send to the target, just like that, with the type of signal type.ice, sender on target, and the data is going to be a simple ICE candidate. And if the track or remote video is added to our PeerConnection, we want to show it on the remote video elements, simple as this. Now, there are some functions. The first one is start call, which is used when we want to send start call. It means we will first set up the PeerConnection. Then we have to create an offer with these offer options that I'll add in a second. Let's go inside the util file and add it here. Go back here. Now we can see that we added the receive video and audio through to it. Also, we need the PeerConnection configuration. Before I forget, let's add this one also. I added as the iServer file. You can add your turn servers here later. Inside the call component, we are going to import it like this. And then inside our RTC PeerConnection, we have to pass it like this. Now let's go down again inside the start call function. We set up the PeerConnection. We will create the offer, set it as the local description, and send it to the target or to other peer. Same goes for answer call. It means that whenever we receive an offer, you can see we have the offer received. All it does, it just sets as the remote description, and the type of it is going to be offer, and then generates an answer, set it as the local description, and send it back to the other peer. And the last one is whenever we receive that offer, we want to set it as the remote description and make the type to answer. And meanwhile, if we receive a remote ICE candidate, we want to check if the PeerConnection is set successfully and the remote description is set successfully. Then we want to parse the ICE candidate from a normal JSON object, create an ICE candidate, and add it to our PeerConnection. Simple as that. Now, we are going to a use effect with the dependency of received message. Whenever we receive a new message, we want to check what sort of type it is. If it's an accept call, which means we already sent a start call and received an accept call, so it's time to start the call, the function that you just saw up there. If we are the other guy that receives the offer from the start call, we want to answer the call. Again, set up the PeerConnection, set the remote description, create the answer, and blah blah. And if we are the guy number one and receive the answer, we want just set it as the answer. And in the meanwhile, if we receive ICE, we always want to add it to our PeerConnection. Simple as that. Right now, to test if that this project is working like a cross-platform, I'm running one of my clients on my Android emulator, the course that we recently created, this version, and the other one on the browser. Since my camera is occupied by recording program right now, I'm going to set this video to false and just audio. Let's go back to the projects, copy this one and paste it here, press call. You can see notification is here, press yes, yep. We are able to see the camera here. And if we switch the track, we should be able to see the track perfectly. Let's press end call. You see both of them are getting notified and testing reject call and other stuff. Everything goes away and perfect. Okay, so that's it pretty much for this tutorial. We learned how to set up a React.js project to have a one-by-one video call with other cross platforms. Hopefully you have learned something from it. Make sure you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my videos. That would help community a lot. Also, if you want to hire me or you need me to do your project, let me know. You can email me at CodeWithKael@gmail.com or send some messages inside Telegram, Instagram with the same username of my channel, CodeWithKael, or you can just simply drop a comment on the drop section below. Thank you for watching. See you everyone.